Welcome back to Crypto Comics, all you beautiful people in Webtown. It is time to delve into another Valiant comic with another stupid cover by Barry Windsor Smith. This is Bloodshot #1. There was a point in time in the 1990s when this comic book was up to $30 friggin'. Can you believe that? I would see it hanging on the wall in one of the mini comic shops in my area, and I would covet it. I would want it. And of course, you fast forward 25 years, and here we are with this same comic. I got it for 50 cents in the back issue bins. What? Never buy comics for profit. This is what I want to express to you today. Never, ever buy a brand new comic in the hopes that it will be worth money someday. Comic books are not made to collect, no matter what Marvel and DC and all these other publishers with their multiple variant covers try to tell you. Comics aren't made to collect. Comics are made to be read. And after having read this comic, I'm telling you right now, it's not worth $30. It's not worth $20. It's not worth $3.50. It was worth 50 cents, period. You take the 3 off of there, now you got a deal. So, as you can see, this is this might have been the first Chromium cover, to be honest with you. This is the first Chromium cover I ever saw. So keep that in mind as we read this. That is why it was so coveted by young kids in the 1990s, was because of that incredible Chromium. So we open it up, and get an advertisement for Aladdin, filling it. Not the crappy Will Smith one. For all you kids out there, this is the animated one. This was way better than the comic book it's advertised in. Heathrow, London's International Airport, November 15th, 1992. 3 INLA guys, maybe 4. MI5's there too. Malcolm told me they would be. So blatant about the drop, like they're in a bad Cold War movie. Hold where you are, you're under arrest. No, you're dead. Blood of the machine, it's Bloodshot. Bloody hell, oh my lord. More of the terrorists. On hand is protection for the drop. British intelligence guys still haven't reacted. Maybe I can get out of here before they do. This is written by Kevin Van Hook, drawn by Don Perlin, and inked by Bob Wiacek. You won't be leaving here alive, freak. That was my Lucy you killed. Lucy? It would have been a lot easier if I didn't know her name. He's a good shot. If I had stayed in the same spot, he would have gotten my heart instead of my arm. He's not as fast as I am. Blows him away. Now, if I can get what I came for and just get out. Damn. I had hoped the MI5 guys would just stay out of it. And he kills one of these bloody palms in service to God and country. Can't go back to where I came. Sinclair, he's headed straight for you. I've never seen anyone move that fast. I got pistol whipped. Nobody is. Adrenaline's maxed. Lungs filling to full capacity. 95% oxygen intake efficiency. I just need to maintain for a few more minutes. Where is he? I want men out here. Airport security. The bicycle boys. Everyone! Sinclair, he's gone. As fast as he was moving, he's halfway to Manchester by now. You're probably right, damn him. We would have had those INLA bastards. And their American contact, too. Well, the girl, the one calling herself Lucy Westenra, kept a flat in the East End. I'll get some men out there. Fine. Maybe we'll get something out of this yet. Alexander Dumas was wrong. According to Armstrong, didn't get a chance to see where this thing's going, but at least it'll get me away from the airport. Lucy's boyfriend nailed me pretty good. The nanites that emulate my white blood cells are increasing around the wound. Out with the bad and in with the good, rebuilding the torn tissue. You see, Shadowhawk would still be alive if he would have gone to the Valiant universe and hooked up with Bloodshot. He could have got some of these nanites to replace his white blood cells and tackle that HIV that killed him. Hollow point. Good thing I moved. Don't know how well I'd rejuvenate from a point-blank shot in the heart. Hope I don't have to find out. Osaka, Japan. 2 hours later, some Japanese people are very upset because Jeff the Geomancer showed up while they were creating Bloodshot. This is all so stupid. This comic is stupid. And of course, imagine that he escapes and disappears. This is the only part of note. He rummaged about our computers, seemingly able to gather data about his past as he went. He didn't operate them, mind you. He touched them. His computerized blood cells communicated with their brethren, so to speak. Something yours cannot do. See, he has the nanites in his blood, right? It replaced his blood with the nanites. So now he can interact with all sorts of electronics and things of that nature. That was in August. Except for a near miss in LA, he was not seen until a few hours ago. I received this footage via satellite from London. It's amazing how security cameras look so incredibly good in comic books. I noticed this in Pit number 1 when Pit was killing people in the subway. The security camera on an ATM machine was able to perfectly capture him in stunning 4K resolution, even though that didn't exist in the 90s. HD didn't exist in the 90s. 720p wasn't even around. Couldn't even get an MP4 back then, let alone an MP3. His scalp bears the brand of Rising Spirit. It's the Rising Spirit program is what made all these guys. See, here's another one, right? He's armed and clothed, of course. But it is him, Bloodshot. Forgive me. I must take these pills with increasing regularity. 1, 2, damn me for having an old man's heart. Okay. He's different somehow. There were no signs of his body degenerating, rejecting our gift, as there were with you. See, they have a limited lifespan when they go through the Rising Spirit program. He could last forever. I have far too much invested in him to simply allow him to leave. I want him returned. I do not care the condition. No problem. London's East End, about the same time. Not too bad. Probably better time than most travelers make from the airport. Oop! You weren't supposed to meet me for an hour yet, Malcolm. I got antsy, me old China. Your little show at the airport was all over the telly an hour ago. Nice of you to worry about me. No offense, mate, but I was more worried about my cut. Speaking of which, looks like you made out all right. My lead on those Irish was straight bow, eh? Yeah. I was more interested in the information changing hands than the money. I didn't realize terrorism had gone so high-tech. What is that? A CD-ROM? Can you read that thing? No, but my stereo can. Same thing as the computer type, but no computer to interpret it. I can decode it from here. So much data. Names. Transactions. Another drop to go down. Connelly. He's the one I want. Maybe you can program my video for me. Hey, where you off to? Bed. I got a lot to do in the next 48 hours. Take your 20% of the money and get out. Sure, I'll just finish my beer and... Now, Malcolm. The Thames River, 2 days later. Connelly. His name kept coming up in my records. Vague reference to the mafia. He has something to do with my being there. With my becoming this. I'm telling you, Connelly, the fellas won't be liking you yanking a chain. You've got the drugs now. Give us the guns. We got the money to you. The rifles will take more time. We didn't exactly get the money, remember? Irish terrorists trading Middle East dope to the American mafia for weapons. Small world. I can feel my body preparing, like an animal psyching up for a kill. And it scares me, 'cause I like it. It's that guy from the airport. If this is a setup, Connelly. It's like they're moving in slow motion. I'm cutting his head off. Frickin' great. I'm blasting this one through the heart and cutting this one's fingers off. Connelly, while you still got fingers left, tell me what you know about Project Rising Spirit. What do you know about me? Punch to the face. Why don't you pick on someone a little more your speed? Oh, Alien 3, they're still really trying to push that for all of your gaming systems. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly is what this is. But see, there's a stupid poster in here by everyone's least favorite artist on Crypto Comics, Barry Windsor Smith. And yeah, I'm going to take that out and hang that up on the wall. It's a stunning masterpiece, you know. Why does he have sloth's teeth from the Goonies? Why does that look like sloth? Is it just me? Tell me in the comments below. Terminator 2, good stuff. The ugly, of course, Predator 2. I didn't know there was a Predator 2 video game for Sega and Game Gear. Say it. Say it. Sega! Wizard, the Guide to Comics, covers it all, especially Valiant. Why? Why, Wizard? So then these two guys show up, and of course they're gonna, they've got to take him back to the master in Japan. And there's gonna be a big fight, and they grab him and they dive off of the dock. And I'm just like, I got so confused at this. I was like, who is this guy with all this technology on his head? And then I realized, like, this is dude's hand. It's like Andre the Giant-sized hand. It's like covering Bloodshot's entire face. Look at that. Whatever. And where has this guy's thumbs gone to? Like, why did he just put his hands like that? I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you. I think he would have tried to grab that wrist. Oh, get off that dock. We got to throw you into a boat. I don't think that this boat would tip like this if these three dudes hit it. I don't think it would budge. But anyway, they fight on the boat as it sinks for some reason. Why is it sinking? I don't know. And they end up underwater, and they're fighting down there, and this guy grabs the chain, right? This guy's got a rope that he wraps around Bloodshot's neck, and they pull him up against this piling, and this guy grabs the chain, and they wrap it around him, of course. Can't hold on much longer. The crush of my ribs. Blacking out. Oxygen at 99% efficiency. But gone. Their blood. Like mine. I can reach out. Dominate it. Pump it faster. Faster. Until their brains explode. This might be the coolest splash page ever constructed in a Valiant comic book. Definitely the coolest panel in this book. Got to get air. Lungs going to burst. I thought you'd be the one to come up alive. Rather large lads, though, eh? Moved a lot like you. Maybe not as fast. Any relation? No, I suppose not. You bunged up a pretty important operation at Heathrow, but then maybe you just saved us the hassle of a drawn-out trial. My sources showed that those Irish nationalist boys were supposed to meet someone. He got away. Too bad. He's the one you were looking for, wasn't he? The mafia connection. The old mafioso. This is revenge, then. They hurt someone close to you? Kind of. They took someone away from me. Me. Aw, you poor guy. Little Italy, Lower Manhattan, November 21st, 1992. Let's just go back to make sure where we're at here. November 15th, 1992. November 21st, 1992, a week later. This guy shows up with a briefcase. This sounded pretty important, Mr. Carboni. It's all right, Joe. Forgive my intrusion, Mr. Carboni, but I have something you may be interested in seeing. The photo on your left was taken during the Scott murder trial. The other one was made from an airport security tape less than a week ago. Look at that. Stunning 4K in 1992. Only in comics. Angelo Mortali. But we thought he was dead. Apparently, we were wrong. Uh-oh. Sounds like troubles in the future for this crime family, eh? Now this This is the best part of the comic book. Not even joking. Jim Lee cuts the cake during Image Comics Month at Valiant. What? Let's find out what this is all about. It was early July when Bob Layton charged into my office with a look of great concern on his face. Seeing Bob's appearance, I immediately hung up the phone to address his obviously world-shaking problem. "Steve," he said, "are you aware that August is Image Comics Month?" Quickly, I started to explain to Bob that Valiant's month would come. Bob informed me that wasn't his concern. He wanted to know what celebration we were planning in support of our colleagues at Image. I didn't know. I hadn't thought about it, and I wasn't sure it was our responsibility. But Bob persisted. I tried to divert him and asked what Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, etc. were planning. Bob said that wasn't the point. I saw the light bulb go off over his head, and he said we should have a party, get a cake, and invite Jim Lee. At that point, I got caught up in the spirit of the thing, and I called Jim Lee, and he agreed to come to our August is Image Comics Month party. On August 4th, Jim Lee came to our office and cut the cake for our Image Comics Month party. We all had fun watching Jim try to eat the entire Image market share of the cake, 20-something%. Well, Jim, it seems that with Bloodshot number 1, Magnus Robot Fighter number 21, Shadow Man number 11, Harbinger number 0, and the deluxe version of Harbinger number 0, plus the second half of Predator vs. Magnus from Dark Horse, November looks like Valiant Comics Month. So you get the cake, and we'll be there. And then somebody drew this picture of this little tiny dog in the Exo Manowar suit, and they named it Fido, Doggo War. Isn't that fun? Valiant's VP of Finance, Ed Dupree, had a baby. This is the gold pick of the month. Randall Steven of California won a gold edition comic for supporting Valiant by promoting our books with his license plate, which says VLT CMX, Valiant Comics. And then this is the Nobro profile. I don't know why it's called Nobro, but this is Catherine Bollinger, and she looks like a real freak. She's 23 years old, and she says, "I've been laying ink to paper here at Valiant since issue number 1 of Magnus, and I've worked with nearly a dozen different pencilers so far. I know how to smile under pressure. What I want to know, I am an inker. I am also a colorist. At some point, I'd like to become a writer and penciler as well. What I've done, inks on Magnus, Solar, Rai, Exo, Harbinger, Eternal Warrior, colors on Solar, and at least a page of everything else. Her knob nickname, Cat." Another star in the Valiant universe, the Hardcore, or as Barack Obama would say, the Hard Corpse. May the Force be with you in Star Wars for your Game Boy. Oh, I had this game. I couldn't beat it. It was tough. So that's Bloodshot number 1 from Valiant Comics. That was, I think that was a big waste of all of our time. But if it intrigued you and you want to find out more and you're wondering exactly how did this happen to Bloodshot, like what happened here to the man, then you probably are going to want to go find this. This is Bloodshot number 0. It features the Eternal Warrior. It's a wraparound Chromium cover. Whoa! It's pretty dope. I tried to read this. I was going to do a review of it, but it had so much Eternal Warrior in it, and I'm just not a big fan of the Eternal Warrior. And I just could not bear to keep reading it. It was so boring. So I just skipped like way ahead and got, Solar the Destroyer in Valiant Vision. We'll talk about Valiant Vision in the future here on Crypto Comics. And this story, so boring, but here's the interesting part. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you might want to go out, find this in the 50-cent back issue bin at your local place. Look at that. Boom. You know what's about to happen, right, boys? And the occasional lady watching? Look at that. What? This is actually a completely redrawn image. How about that? If you look closely, you can see the slight differences in it. Heavier inks on this one too. A lot more color on this one too. But this story, obviously occurs right before this story starts. Which I'll give him props for that at least. At least issue number 0 happens directly before issue number 1. So that is Bloodshot from Valiant Comics, and I promise we only have a couple more crappy Valiant Comics to go through here on Crypto Comics because I'm just not having it. I wasn't having it in the 90s when I was a kid, and I'm not having it now. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean you don't have to like this video. Doesn't mean you shouldn't subscribe, hit the ding dong for notifications, and definitely doesn't mean you shouldn't go check out Legends of the Lone Wolf, written by yours truly and a few other really talented individuals on Indiegogo right now. The link's in the description below. See you tomorrow. Crypto Comics. I'm out.
Legends of the Lone Wolf. 80-page full-color anthology. With your support, we will bring you a perfect-bound 80-page book of the highest quality. Everyone involved has donated their time and talent, and all the money will go to printing and shipping before any of the creators turn a profit. Unlike other anthology books, Legends of the Lone Wolf contains a 38-page feature-length supernatural story. That's nearly twice the size of a regular comic book. This campaign is the only way to get the variant aged edition of Lone Wolf's #1. This highly unique version of our first issue will be printed on a stunning aged newsprint and features a cover by the one and the only Muttman. So don't sit on your hands, Wolfomaniacs. You're gonna have to get out there and grab a copy for yourself. Ooh, yeah!